Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa.
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 Sadhu.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
So I guess you have received the notes, right, today?
Yes.
Okay, let's continue the lecture. Continue. Cannot see. Okay, so today who would like to start reading first?
Okay, I'll do first.
Okay, Sato-san, please. Okay, come. Pakutta Kachayana.
Yes. Bhakta Kachayana. He was the fourth of the six heretical teachers mentioned in the Samana Parasta. He was also known as Bhakta Katyana. Bhakta Kachana. His answer to King Ajasattu showed he believed in 7 elementary categories of things, namely earth, water, fire, air, ease, pain, life. According to him, all these are seen in different forms of material phenomena. They are all powerful causes of reality. To him, the 7 elements were permanent and will remain so forever. The 7 elements are not created, not caused to create, not heavenly created, not created otherwise, barren, stubborn, and solid. He explained the interrelationship among the 7 elements. They don't move, they don't evolve, they don't disturb each other, and they are not suitable for the happiness or the suffering of each other. The characteristics as given by him show the 7 elements is independently existing group of reality. Their existence was fixed. They formed the basis of everything and so do not change, unlike the composite objects which are subject to change. These 7 elements were fixed, indestructible, uncaused, and eternal entities. All living things are a combination of these 7 elements. Thus, when a sword cleaves another's head, no one deprives another of a life. A sword has only penetrated into the interval between the 7 elements substances. By these characteristics, they don't disturb each other. What he says is that killing or destroying phenomena, no any bad happens. The elements included the 3 elements of the unconscious material world, happiness, pain, and life, with 4 other material substances. By admitting the belief in the 7 elements, he was regarded as an atomist. This doctrine appeared to be one of the earliest atomist philosophies in Indian history. Bhakda's doctrine was one of the Akiriyawada with regard to moral. He admitted no moral value in human action. There was no evil done when a man killed another with a sword. It was only the atoms of the sword that penetrate the atoms of the body. Birth and death are relative terms. Birth occurs when the 7 elements combine systematically, and death is so when the elements become dissociated or separated. His philosophy rejects both spiritual and normal morality. They severe no any good purpose to human life at all. Therefore, Buddhism rejected them as wrong views, michaditi. Still, many people at that time accepted them as true.
Okay, thank you. So now we go to the fourth teacher, Okuda Kaichana. So as what we have read, so they are very what you call 有意不止 only material thinking. But out of the material, earth, water, fire, and air, there are these three are what you call about not exactly material, but it's unconscious. It's an unconscious material. So what Pakuta has put to the truth of the universe is that he said the world, the universe is made of all these 7 elements only. So without this, what you call the world have nothing else but just only these 7 elements. So if you use a sword to kill a man, there's no any effect and consequences because it's just like element to element penetrating. So at the end, no need moral. So means like killing is no offense to this, according to this teaching. So in Buddhism, we call this michaditi, wrong views. Okay, wrong views. So Pakuta also inside, these are the keywords. Atomist philosophy, and what you call Akriyavada. This is also the keyword. Akriyavada means no need to do anything. Kriya means doing, just doing. Akriya means not doing. So Akriyavada means no need to do anything in simple English. Why? Because life is just started when the elements come together. Life will just end when the elements are dissociated. So you just have to do nothing. This is what he's trying to say. That's why it's called Akriyavada. Okay. Okay, next for Nikanta. So, want to read? Rahul? You change your hairstyle?
Yes.
Oh, go to monastic training?
No.
Oh.
Kanath Putta.
Okay, come.
He was the 5th of 6 heretic teachers discussed by King Ajatasattu in the Samanapal Sutta. His teaching, Jainism, is still surviving in the India in the Jain tradition. He is known as Mahavir, the 24th Tirthankara of Jainism, founder of religious order. Only a part of teachings, the fourfold restraints, Chatuyama, Savra, Chatuyama Savra, are found in the Samanaphala Sutta. He is the founder of Jainism and also known as Jain Mahavir and Vardhaman Mahavir. Before his enlightenment, he practiced austerity for 12 years for his attainment to perfectness. Keval, Kevalatva. He preached the doctrine of 42 years. The austerity of self-mortification is recommended. Jainism was the major religion to recommended self-mortification as the path of purity. He also preached the theory of extreme non-violence. According to him, everything on earth has life. Earth, water, wind, mountain, all these things are full of life. So he instructed his followers not to harm any of these things, for their lives would be disturbed. He recommended to stain water before drinking, close the mouth with hand. When speaking, wipe the road before walking to avoid killing any living thing. A Niganthanath is surrounded by the barrier of fourfold restraints. Sabba Varito. A Niganthanath is restrained with regard to all water. He rejects the use of all cold water. It is said that he pursues sentient beings in cold water and thus does not use it. Sabbavari Yuto. He is endowed with the avoidance of all evil. Third, Sabbavari Dhuto. He is cleansed by the avoidance of all evil. Fourth, Sabbavari Putho. He is suffused with the sense of evil, held at bay. A person who is surrounded by the barriers of fourfold restraint is called a Nigantanath, free from bonds, and has a mind which is perfect. He has gone to the top. Gato, Gatato. His mind is controlled or subjugated. Yatato. And his mind is firm and fixed. Tithatto. Jainism is an atheistic religion. The word is not created, maintained, or destroyed by the personal deity. It functions in the accordance with the universal law. Buddhism agree with this idea. There is no creator. In the Chula Dukha Khanda. In the Chula Dukha Khanda Sutta, Mahavir taught his disciples to get rid of all evil deeds performed in the past by practicing austerity. To the Jainas, to attain salvation, a man must abandon all terminals, including his clothes. Only by a long fasting, self-mortification, study and meditation can get rid himself or of karma. They believe that to exhaust karma, rigorous disciples discipline could prevent fresh karma from the clinging to the soul. No new karma is accumulated while the old karma is washed away. Hence, monastic life is essential for salvation. The life of monk is governed by the 5 vows. abstaining from the killing, ahimsa, non-violence, abstaining from the stealing, asatya, abstaining from the lying, satya, truth, abstaining from the sexual misconduct, brahmacharya, non-possession of property, aparigraha. A Jain monk's hair is not shaved but pulled out by the root. Many monks starved themselves to death. Following the example of Mahavir, they practiced extreme austerity. They subjected themselves to many hardship. In summer, they meditate in the hot sun. They stand in one place, not moving moving for hours. They stay at the place for the short time, not to become attached to the place or be accused by of possession of property. Meat eating was forbidden to monk and laymen. Even insect life was carefully protected. The Jains strained their water to save the lives of small creatures. They wore evils over their mouth. They carried feather dusters to brush ants and other insects from their path. Doctrines on Nonviolence. According to the Charanaga Sutta, all beings are found of themselves. They love pleasure and pain, and pleasure and hate pain. They search directions and cling of life. They long to life. To all being, life is dear.
Okay, 2-3 more paragraph. In the
theory of efficiency, karma.
Okay, maybe from until here we stop a bit. Okay, Niganthanataputta is a founder of the Jainism. So Jainism is very similar to Buddhism. Jainism monk is look like a Buddhism monk, very same but a bit different. So during the Buddha time, Buddhism was having a very hard, what you call competition with Jainism. So now we study what is Jainism, and the founder is called Niganthanataputta or Mahavira. They are the same person. Niganthanataputta is also Mahavir. They are the same person. Mahavir is talking about the Chatuyama. So these are the fourfold restraints. And what you call before we go to the fourfold restraints, the very famous teaching that he is preaching is that austerities. Okay, austerities mean kugyo, very hard, very hard cultivation. Very hard cultivation, like just now what he said, like the monk, instead of shaving their head, is pull off the hair, pull off, it's not shaved. This is called austerities, like torture, like torturing, and stand in one place, cannot move for hours. So this is called austerities. So it's very extreme. So and they of course they practice non as well, but they're called, this is called extreme non-violence. Extreme non-violence means that Buddhism is also practicing non-violence, not killing, right? Not killing the animals and the beings, right? But we are not extreme. Jainism extreme in a way that, for example, just now to give some example, cannot drink cold water, right? Cannot drink cold water because cold water inside has sentient beings. So in order to protect the sentient being inside the cold water, they don't drink cold water. And whenever they go, they will just use what you call a feather, like the 日本語で to sweep away the small insects before they go, and a lot of things is too extreme. Until some monks, a lot of monks died after practicing the austerities, the torturing hardship of Kugyo. So these are the four restraints. Cannot drink cold water because inside have sentient beings, and have to avoid all evil, and if avoid of all evil, he will be cleansed, karma will be cleansed, and suffuse the sense of evil help at the bay. So this is what they are going to practice. So it means that if one can achieve these four things, they are called, they are perfect. They are perfect. They are at the top, subjugated, firm, and have a fixed mind. So this are what they are practicing. And another thing, it is same with Buddhism, is that they don't believe in God. They are atheistic, same as Buddhism. So there's no creator of the universe. This one is same with Buddhism. And so these are some of the examples what they are practicing. What you call long fasting, self-modification, what you call study and meditation can get rid of himself of karma. So why they are doing all these things? Because they want to cleanse their karma. They want to cleanse their karma. They believe that the karma can be cleared by doing all these things. Okay, so they believe to exhaust the karma means to finish the karma. Okay, by all this rigorous discipline, then no more new karma will cling to the soul. So the soul is clean. Okay, when the soul is clean, then this is what they are achieved, the high enlightenment. This is their doctrine. That's why they practice so hard. So for a monk, they have to observe these 5 vows, quite same with Buddhism as well. Except number 5, non-possession of property. Of course, monk usually don't possess property, but a bit different. So this is one of the example of the austerities. They don't shave but pull the hair, and some died, in a hot sun and a hot place. And that's why last time I asked you whether you have boarded Singapore Airlines. So if you boarded Singapore Airlines, one of the meals, the vegetarian meal, is called Jainism meal. Jainism vegetarian meal. So Jainism vegetarian meal, this is how where it comes from. Because they practice non-violence. Okay, more whales on their mouths. Okay, to prevent the insects, whatever, for coming in out. And they carry the like a duster to brush away. 不行ね、日本語で。Doctrine and Nonviolence. Okay, this is very famous, Jainism. Okay, Anupama.
In the theory of efficacy karma, he preached on the past karma, that the present life of the man is the result of what he did in the past. According to Mahavira, all the accumulated karma by the person should be done away with undergoing their results. There is no other way to be free from one's past karma, other than experiencing the results of them. It also rejects free will into a certain extent. All the minor and major action performed by body, speech, and mind, whether intentionally or not, bear relevant results. Therefore, Jainism taught two religious practices: self mortification for finishing past karmas and the fourfold restraints to avoid the generation of new karma. He did not accept that the actions are reproducing results if they are intentionally done. But his view was all the actions, even unintentional, bear results. Mahavir rejected the God's creation theory in major. He taught the theory of soul and the way to give it up by setting soul free from all the past karmas.
Okay, further on, Sanjaya.
Sanjay Belathiputta. He was the last of the 6 heretical teachers mentioned in the Samannapal Sutta. He had no doctrine attributed to him. He tried to wriggle out of the question posed to him by the king. He did not commit himself to any one point raised. His reply to King Ajatasattu was as follows: If you ask me whether there is another world, and if I thought there were, I would tell you so. But I do not say so. I do not say so that is thus or thus. I do not say that it is otherwise. I do not say that I deny it. I do not say that I do not deny it. I do not say that there is not, is and is not, neither is nor is not another world. If you ask me whether there are beings of spontaneous birth, whether there is any fruit, any result of good or bad actions, whether a man who has won the truth continues to be after death, the same answer is repeated after each of these problems as in the answer of the first question. This was Sanjay evaded all the questions asked. He gave King Ajatasattu the impression that he was the most foolish and stupid of all the other famous teachers. He seemed to have adopted skepticism out of stupidity. It seems that he employed the fourfold logic alternative as a method of wriggling out of problems because he did not know the answers to the questions put to him. In the Brahmajala Sutta, the type of skeptic was described as an eel wriggler, Aram Vikidiya Pika. His view is the product of sheer stupidity. An eel wriggler adopts the skeptical method of solving problems as it is the safest way for him. He feels that since he did not know the nature of the questions and their proper answers, he might land himself in trouble if he attempted to answer them and commit a mistake. To avoid undesired trouble, he tried to wriggle out of every question by employing the logical alternatives as a means to deal with the problem.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so Jainism, okay, a few paragraphs here. Efficacy of karma. Mahavira taught that on the past karma, that the present life of the man is the result of what he did in the past. What we are receiving the karma now was created from the past life. Okay, so according to Mahavira, the accumulated karma should be done away with undergoing results. I mean that if you want to finish your karma, you want to clear your karma you created past, you have to face the results. You have to take it. For example, you have killed somebody, you have killing karma. Then this life, your body maybe might be killed by somebody else, or your body is always very weak. So in order to get rid of this killing karma created from the past life, you have to take the suffering first. You have to take the result, the killing result. So when the result is taken, what you call your experience, then the cause is finished. This is the theory. Okay, so there's no other way to free one's karma. unless you have to experience every result. Okay, so as a result, they practice all these self-modification, all those very strange austerities. Means that they're torturing themselves. Self-modification means that you cannot eat, cannot drink, like a zombie, like that, like stand there, cannot move under the sun. Like now, very hot outside, 40 degrees, but stand there for 6 hours under the sun, cannot move. Torturing, right? But to the Jainism people, they are actually cleansing their past karma because they are suffering. They believe if they suffer, they are actually finishing the bad karmic results. Then they have no more karma. So at the end, when the karma is finished, their soul will be free. Their soul will be free. This is their, what you call, their target. Their target is they want to cleanse their soul so that the soul have no more any karma. Then at the end, the soul is free. So how? Have to torture themselves. Understand? This is the Jainism views, okay, and the practice. And the last one, Sanjay Belata Buddha. This is very interesting. This one we read. This is very easy to understand. Actually, he's talking nothing, right? If you ask me this, I would say, I wouldn't say yes, I wouldn't say no, I would say I also don't deny it's not, and it's not, neither is no, whatever. So there's no answer, no sharp answer. And this is called, please memorize this. This thing is called fourfold logic alternative, or called tetralemma. Another word is called tetralemma. Tetra means four. Okay, usually we say dilemma, right? Dilemma means yes or no, go or no go. We got two problems, right? Usually we call dilemma. So this fourfold logic alternative is called tetralemma. Tetralemma, yes, yes, no, yes and no, no, yes, no, no. Understand the logic? Yes, no, yes and no, no, yes, no, no. This is called tetralemma. So when they are asked, does the universe exist? Yes, the universe exists. No, the universe don't exist. The universe, yes, exists, and no, not exist. And the universe not yes exists, and also no, not exist. And they take all four. This is called fourfold logic alternative tetralemma by Sanjay. Okay. So in the Brahmajala Sutta, it was criticized as irregular, amara vikitiye pika. Okay, like a unagi, like rolling itself like that. Means that they don't want to face the question. Irregular, they don't dare to face to answer. Okay, but they entangle themselves. Okay, and no more. Okay, finish. Okay, let's do one more. Okay, last page. Who wants to read? Hiroko?
Yes.
Yeah, can you read?
Yes. Sanjaya didn't seem to have any definite doctrine. We could only conclude that he used his skeptical attitude as his way of philosophical speculation. In this sense, we say that Sanjaya adopted skepticism as his philosophy. To such a person, all metaphysical propositions appear as barren and fruitless. In the Pali Canon, the heretical teachers Sanjaya Paribhajaka was the former teacher of Sariputta and Moggallana, who became the disciples of the Buddha. They were foremost in wisdom, panya, and psychic itti. Respectively, he was criticized in the Pali Canon as an amoral behavior or as irregular. He was also described as an agnostic, a teacher who was unwilling to give any definite answer to all types of questions. He was not an Akiriyawadi. Sanjaya Paribhajaka is assumed to be Sanjaya Buddha. The Buddha also had some questions that he set aside. Most of these were metaphysical questions, which the Buddha has rejected as unanswerable or inexpressible abhyakata. Sanjaya may have seen the futility of answering such questions, but he adopted this attitude to all questions. The Buddha used this doctrine of causality to explain the relative nature of empirical reality. What lies beyond relatively is beyond the grasp of language and transcendental thought.
Okay, thank you.
That's all. Thank you.
As Sanjay did not give any definite doctrine. Actually, there's no clear answer. That's why there's no definite doctrine. So he uses skepticism as his philosophy. And all metaphysical propositions appear as barren and fruitless. So metaphysical is like does the world exist or not? Somehow it's very thinking, come from the mind, that's kind of guessing. So and he's also the former teacher of Sariputta and Moggallana. This is another keyword, Akriyavadi. It's not an Akriyavadi. Means that he, unlike the previous previous teachers, they are Akriyavadi, but this is not Akriyavadi. It means that he still asks people to he's not doing anything. So and one more thing is he is a bit same with the Buddha. When the Buddha is being asked some metaphysical questions, after the Buddha parinirvana, the Buddha go away, and all these things, the Buddha usually will not answer all these metaphysical questions. So Sanjay also adopt this, but he's adopt in this attitude, skepticism attitude. The Buddha just keep quiet, usually. So the Buddha used the doctrine of causality to explain the relative nature of empirical reality. This is different from Sanjay. The Buddha still can explain, okay, the empirical reality. Empirical means the very basic nature of a reality. The Buddha still can explain in causally, like the 12 dependent of origination. The Buddha still can explain, unlike Sanjay. But one more same is metaphysical questions Buddha will not answer. This is same with Sanjay. Okay. Okay. What lies beyond reality is beyond God or language and transcendental thought. So reality, what you call actually reality is something that beyond language and beyond transcendental thought. Is beyond language. だから日本語で不可思議っていうね。不思議。思わず、言えず。Okay, so with this, we finish this lecture and we go to another new topic. Foreign here, okay. So fourfold logical alternatives, or they call the tetralemma. Okay, now we learn what is the fourfold alternatives. Okay, now I think it's Oishi-san's turn.
Skeptical interpretations of the logic of the four alternatives. The various Buddhist texts giving the impression of Sanjaya was a naive skeptic who adopted skepticism out of the sheer stupidity, either because he didn't know the answers to the questions put to him, or the fact that one of the logical alternatives must be true. Both of Brahmacharya Sutta and the Śramaṇic Sutta versions emphasize the dullness and the stupidity of this thinker, of which skepticism is the outcome. In the Brahmacharya Sutta, out of the 62 philosophical schools, whose view stated, this is the only one that is picked out as being a product of the sheer stupidity. Mandata Manuhatta. In the Śramaṇic Sutta, it is stated as an impression of Ajatasattu that Sanjaya was the most foolish and stupid of the all Rikus and Brahmins. Sanjaya's skepticism may have extended to the whole field of knowledge, for he too is supposed to have given skeptical answers to all questions put to him. But if closely examine the actual list of the proportions mentioned, it will be seen that they pertain to metaphysics, the next world, survival, transcended existence, and morals, the consequences of the good and evil. It is therefore not improbable that his skepticism was directed only to those questions, the answers to which were unverifiable and therefore unknowable. In this respect, the philosophy of Sanjaya may be compared with that of the positivist branch of the Lokayata. The difference being that these positivists seem to have denied the truth of these propositions of suggest that they don't make sense, while Sanjaya seems to grant the possibility of their truth, though denying that we have many means of knowing this. Sanjaya seems to have examined the truth value of propositions in the light of the relevant evidence. His philosophy, therefore, can sum up skepticism on the one hand and the primitive step of criticism of knowledge on the other hand, like the sophist in the Greek philosophy. Sanjaya's philosophy is that the propositions and arranged in the fourfold order of expression and logical alternative and not conform to simple assertion and denials. For instance, we find not only the expression, there's ati, next word, and there's no nati, next word, but also the forms there's and is not. Atika, naticha, aticha, naticha, next words, and there neither is nor is there no nipati, not next word.
Neva tina nati.
Neva ati nati. Next word.
Okay. Until here, thank you. So this is a continuation from the previous lecture. The last teacher, Sanjaya. So Sanjaya created the fourfold logic. So these are all the examples how his idea was documented in previous in different documentations. Brahmajala Sutta, Samapada Sutta, mentioned in all these things. And he's talk about what he was trying to teach with his skepticism. And lastly, what are the fourfold logic alternatives or the these have to memorize. First one, ati. Okay, ati is. Nati, no, is not. Okay. Number 3, aticha nati, is and is not. Aticha naticha, is and is not. Okay, 2 together. Okay. Last one, neither is nor is not. Neither is nor is not. Means that not yes, not no. Okay, understand the logic? Neva tina nati. Okay, so if we use mathematics, we can express like this. Okay, RT equals to plus. Okay, then nati equals to minus. Okay, and aticha naticha equals to plus plus and minus. Okay, plus minus. Last one, nirvana. Okay. Nevarati. Naati is negative plus negative. Can you see the logic? I think I put a bracket. Can you see the logic? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. That's why it's called there is a next word ati. There is no next word nati. There is and is not next word atich and not teacher. And there neither is nor is not next word nevati na nati. Okay. This is 4-4. Okay. So the 4-4 mode of expression appears to have adopted in the Pali Nikayas alongside in the usual 2-4. 2-4 mode means yes and no, plus and minus, ati nati. So, and this 4-4 logic also adopted in the Pali Nikaya as well. Okay. Alongside with the 2-4. So scholar gives credit to Sanjaya for initiating this 4-4 logic. He seems as an agonist to have the first to formulate these 4 possibilities of existence, non-existence, and both neither. So some scholars give Sanjaya a credit. Oh, he was good. He created this idea of 4-4 logic. So even the Pali Nikaya somehow also adopted this idea as well. Skepticism, and in the Mahayana Suttas, Mahayana doctrine also, these 4-4 alternatives are always used. Okay, especially in the Tendai issue. Okay, Tendai issue 一番有名でしょ、日本で。Tendai issue は天台大師智義さんはシモンね、マハシカのシモンがよく使われています。So in the Tendai school, especially these 4-4 expressions are very well explained, you know. So skepticism include the modes of expression, both is and is not, and neither is nor is not, and both of which expressions sometimes used in common speech in addition to the ordinary assertions and denial. Okay, denial means say deny. Assertion means yes. So as to make his skepticism and his scruples for truth appear more comprehensive. On the other hand, there are 2 other alternatives worth considering, which appear to be more plausible than the other suggested. So the other 2, like all these, very confusing, right? One of the alternatives of this 4-4 schema or tetralemma was not the innovation of Sanjaya, but was held in common by all the schools of the skeptics. In such a case, Buddhism would have either borrowed this classification from the skeptics or shared it within it. That's why, as I said, not only Sanjaya is using this 4-4 logic in the Pali Nikaya, in the Mahayana Nikaya also. They are also used. Okay, it's also used in fact. The other alternative is that the innovation was a part of the Buddhists and that the skeptics themselves, including Sanjay, were not concerned with such problems. Okay, means that they don't think this is a problem. Okay, this 4-4 logic is a problem. Sanjay, who is no references in Buddhist literature, the fivefold formula of denial, which according to the accounts given in common to all schools of skeptics seems to be based on the acceptance of the fourfold form prediction. So it means that many schools of skeptics, they also accept this logic, this fourfold logic. So this is the formula of fivefold. Now it talks about fivefold formula of denial. Okay, fivefold. What is fivefold? Evam pimeno, I do not say so. Tatapimeno, I do not say thus. Anattapimeno, I do not say otherwise. Notipimeno, I do not say no. No tipino. Okay, literally say I do not say no. Okay. 3, no. No. So very confusing, right? So according to the first explanation, proposition is an indefinite rejection or denial. Number one logic, first logic is very clear cut, is a indefinite rejection. Is rejection. Okay, indefinite. I do not say so. Number two, proposition is denial. Is the denial of specific proposition, the denial of eternity views, Sasatavada, when asked whether the world and the soul are eternal. So when they are being asked whether the world and the soul are eternal, A-N, so the answer is I do not say thus. Okay. 3, proposition is denial of variant, rejection of semi-eternal theory, ekacha satam, which is said to be somewhat different from anatta, the eternal theory. So I do not say otherwise to answer these kind of questions. So this is how they are doing it. So number 4, denial of contrary, the denial of annihilationist theory, Uchedam, when asked whether being does not exist after death. Okay, does not exist after death. Like, okay. So number 4, they will give the answer, I do not say no. 2, whether being does not exist after death. Does being exist after would not exist after death? Then answer is this one. So very confusing. And this one also, number 5 is denying the proposition if asked whether a being neither exists nor does not exist after death. Then the answer give is I do not say no. Very confusing. Extraction taken from the principle of four-corn negation in the four-corn negation. So it's the same when you see there are many terms: four-corn negation, tetralemma, four alternatives. They are so the same thing. The principle of the four-corn negation means to deny, deny. S is neither P nor not P, nor both P and not P, nor neither P nor not P. Yeah, this is the tetralemma, the four-corn negation. Means that okay, this is a bit different from this is four-corn negation. Negation means to deny anything. This is a bit different from this doctrine. This one, a little bit different. This one is still, they still can accept assertion. They still can accept, and at the same time they deny. You see, there is a next world. This is assertion. Yes, there is a next world. Assertion. No, nati, there is not a next world. Denying, right? And then they have the third, aticca naticca, nevati nanati. Okay. Okay, this is what it means. So this model, they still have yes and no. They still can accepting and denying. But this one, for negation, is totally rejecting anything. Totally rejecting anything. Okay, for negation. So means that there's nothing that is affirming. It's not affirming anything. You see, S is neither P. Negating, right? No. S is not P. S is not P. Right? Negating. Rejecting. The idea, right? S nor not P. Also, but you don't think it's yes P, you know? S is no not P. Don't think it's not become yes or no. You just say not P. Okay. It's neither P will become not P. Can you see the logic? S is actually this is S is neither P. Neither P will become not P. Sure? So at the same time, it say S is not P. Okay. Nor both P and not P. Not this one, not okay. No, not P. This is 1-4. Nor both P and not P. Okay. No, neither P, no P. Okay. Like this, 4-4 negation. Number one, first four. S is neither P. S is not P. S is not P. Negate. Second one, S is not P. Okay. Neither P become not P. So you if I say S is neither P, will you agree with this? Agree or not agree? If you agree, you accept this idea, right? Correct? If you accept this idea, you are not negating it, right? Correct? That's why I say number two, S is not P. I don't want you to cling on this one. This number two is reject the first one. The second four logic is to negate the first one. Because if I say S is not P, you will affirm it, right? If you affirm to negate the first four, so I have to say S is not P. Then, will you agree to this one? Do you accept this? S is not P. If accept, right? If you accept, then it's not negation anymore, right? So third four, S is not means not. S is not both P and not P. Okay. So the same thing to negate the first this one, the last one have to S is neither P nor not P. This is how it works. So at the end, you cannot accept anything. This is called four-core negation. Okay. This is very famous in the Indian organizations. Many rejected it, many others accepted it. So, and those who accepted it use it for different purposes. Okay. So during the already time go until here go. Okay, let's all palm together. Buddham saranam gacchami.
Buddham saranam gacchami.
Dhammam saranam gacchami.
Dhammam saranam gacchami.
Sangham saranam gacchami.
Sangham saranam gacchami.
Dutiyampi buddham saranam gacchami.
Dutiyampi buddham saranam gacchami.
Dutiyampi dhammam saranam gacchami.
Dutiyampi sangham saranam gacchami.
Dutiyampi sangham saranam gacchami.
Dutiyampi sangham saranam gacchami.
Dutiyampi buddham saranam gacchami.
Dutiyampi buddham saranam gacchami.
Dutiyampi dhammam saranam gacchami.
Dutiyampi dhammam saranam gacchami.
Dutiyampi sangham saranam gacchami.
Dutiyampi sangham saranam gacchami.
Sadhu.
Sadhu, sadhu,
Sadhu,
sadhu.
sadhu.
Next
Thank you
week,
very much, Bhante.
next week I would like to put it 2-hour class, 2 classes. So 11 July, 2 hours. Would you like to start from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. or 7:30 to 9:30? Which one better?
8 is better for me.
8 is better for Sato-san. Okay,
Yeah.
how about the rest? 8 to 10 or 7:30 to 9:30? Better.
8 is
Eight, 8 is okay.
It is okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So next week, 11 July, 8 to 10, 2 hours. Okay. 2 hours. Okay. Yeah. So next week, when we go to the lectures, I will give you some questions to practice as well. Huh? Okay. See you next week. Sadhu.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Bhante.
Okay. Bye.
Thank you very much.